Hello learners, in today's video we'll talk about a very unfortunate situation where our country has to see, and it's very saddening that today after such kind of incident has happened, we need to talk about something which is actually to be spoken long back. If we have spoken such kind of sensitive topics way back, we could have avoided many suicidal cases, many deaths and many atrocities. So today we know that a young man in Bengaluru, because of some kind of laws which are not against, the laws which are not pro to him, has proven or has showed that it can lead to suicide or it can lead to death. In this scenario, taking this case study, I'm very sorry that we have to use such kind of incidents as a case study in our exam, but at least when we come open and talk about such kind of news, such kind of incidents in our answers, maybe we can be a better policy makers, or we can at least contribute positively to the society. So do not feel, step back, or do not feel something very hiccup kind of a situation to talk such kind of incidents. So taking this incident, we'll talk about what is exactly the mental health issue and what is exactly how the legal luminaires, how our laws are actually gender neutral or are actually prone to one kind of communities or sections. And also before this, we have already spoken very briefly, or we addressed the issue of mental health in the previous video. Do check that out, because we have in detail spoke about it with data, with current relevance, what is the global stance and all. So today we'll talk about the gender biased laws and how exactly the legal inequality is present in the country and what are the repercussions because of such incidents. So we let us not emphasize on the name. It's very unfortunate to use names and photos in the videos, because that is infringement of privacy. So there was a man who committed suicide, and it's a very noticeable thing that he have written 24-page suicidal note and approximately 1 hour of a video telling that how the justice is due for him, how not only the family or not only the marital family which he got into, but also the legal family of the country has betrayed him to provide justice. So this is like a wake-up call for us to analyze the laws. Actually, they are gender neutral or gender aligned. So this raises concern of our gender neutrality both in marital and the domestic cases, not just inside the house, even outside the house. What is exact scenario? So we'll see first, putting the emotion aside, first for our answers, first for our main perspective in the social justice past, we need to write with data. So according to NCRB of 2021 report, it says that around 72% men commit suicide out of the 100. Like 1.64 lakh suicides are from the gender which is men. And this include, what are the major issues? It can be your family issues, financial stress and societal expectations. We directly have a stereotype associated to men saying that there is like a level of standard men are expected to walk. Even if men try to express their feelings or try to express their concerns, he is considered weak in the society. Because of this kind of stereotypes associated, the suicide rates are very high in the country. And also we can analyze or we can understand that the mindset, the patriarchal mindset, showcasing that men are above, men are strong, that is not just impacting the women but also the men, because of the expectation set. He is expected to earn so much for the family. He is expected to get into the society and fight or showcase that bravery. When will he? He is also a human. He should also have some kind of vulnerabilities. If he express that, even this patriarchal is backlashing him. So it's a very big analysis to be done. And at workplaces and societal pressure, because of often higher expectation, as I said, as a primary earner, he will have an emotional or a financial breakdown because of such kind of standards set, and that's a very big stereotype. So what are the acts? Yes, we do have laws. We do have laws related to the suicides, we have laws related to the mental health, and also gender bias laws. So we'll analyze what are the flaws in this existing laws and what are the reforms actually to be done. So we have a Mental Health Care Act 2017. We spoke about this act in that mental health care video. So this, what is the flaw is like, it is decriminalizing suicide attempts. Mental health resources are limited. First of all, the mental health resources are limited and the implementation is weak. Decriminalizing suicide attempt is kind of, you're recognizing the right to death. Fine, you are recognizing, it's a very good point that you are giving autonomy to an individual. But what about the resources? Why he or she? Let us consider she as well in this scenario. Mental health is again not gender neutral. It is about, it is like a cause for a human. So the suicide decriminalization, yes, you have decriminalized it, but a person getting to the edge to suicide or to end his or her life, what are the help, what are the kind of addressing things you are doing in order to tackle such kind of mindsets? There are no, resources available. There are no, in the previous video, in the mental health video, we've seen the data. Actually, globally, they are contributing 5% of their GDP to the mental health. But we are contributing very negligible. So, just having an act is not sufficient, or just showcasing to the world that we have decriminalized suicide is not sufficient. We need to have proper resources and the implementation should be good. And the support system should also be to the men. So that this kind of societal expectations and whatever things are there, they can talk openly to the therapist or whatever the help they are getting from. So, the societal norms often discourage men from expressing their health struggles, labeling as a sign of weakness. This kind of stereotypes has to be broken at least now. Next, we have this particular section was being imposed on the young man who committed suicide, 498A IPC. What is the bias? It says that this particular law is addressing cruelty towards men in marriage, but does not offer equivalent protection for men facing emotional or psychological. It is like if a man is committing something against a woman, 498A will be imposed. But what about the vice versa thing? So what is the impact? Men are experiencing domestic or relation-related distress, legally and socially unsupported. This is leading to the mental health issues. And the dowry laws and false allegations, we do know how some people are misusing this in a very, openly, very bravely they are misusing. Although designed for this particular law was been designed to protect women, but this have been misused in number of cases, not just some cases, but number of cases, causing undue stress from men and their families. Example, we have Rajesh Sharma was a state of UP in 2017, which has acknowledged the misuse of dowry laws and stress need for safeguards. If you write a point saying that this has been used, then you'll not score marks. You should name this. You should point out the Supreme Court verdict saying that Supreme Court itself is saying that there are number of times particular laws has been misused. Next, 354 IPC 354, outraging the modesty of women. This law is protecting women from harassment but does not give equivalent protection to men. So what is the impact? They can face harassment at home, but there is no proper resources, or there is no proper legal resources for men whoever are facing the domestic violence issue or such kind of problems. Divorce and maintenance law. This is very important. Even if the woman is working, the men are allowed, or the men are expected to provide alimony. What kind of equality? What is Article 14? What exactly the fundamental right of Article 14 is doing over here? It's a very big question. The maintenance provision of Section 125 of CRPC related to personal law is supporting women, often discouraging, it's like putting lot of burden, financial and emotional burden towards the men to support the wife who is getting separated or wishing to separate. See, when someone is leaving you and someone is choosing not to be with you, definitely why would you choose to help him or her both financially and emotionally? The law is saying that since you're married, now you're separated, irrespective of that lady is working or not, you need to provide financial support. How will a person mindset be to such kind of verdicts? It's a very big question to be analyzed. Next, 309 IPC, attempt to suicide. Yes, suicide has been decriminalized, but although the mental health care overrides this, still exists, creating confusion. This says that suicide is not decriminalized under this. Suicide is decriminalized under this. There's a lot of confusion because of this. So men who survive suicidal attempts will face backlash from the legal side and also from the society. Now, what are the recommendations for the gender neutral reforms? First of all, we need to amend whatever gender specific laws are there. We need to modify this kind of laws to address the mental and emotional cruelty faced by men. And mental health support for men. First of all, the stereotype should be broken down. And we have to have programs designed so that the emotional or the mental problems targeting men should come out. Such kind of schemes to come out. And the stereotype associated that men who cry are weak has to be broken down. Whatever, and it's a very need of the heart to break such kind of stereotypes. And very important point, we have to give counseling at the educational and professional institutes by saying or by encouraging people to talk about the mental health openly with the professionals. Next, we have to have a legal protection for false allegations. The gender specific laws, if you reform, that is when the allegations put against men will come down. And we have to decriminalize suicide attempts under this section. Not just that act, but also whatever laws existing, you need to decriminalize it. Gender neutral maintenance laws should be there. If the woman is working, she need not have financial assistance. There are a lot of cases we've seen that this particular thing has been misused. So such kind of maintenance laws should be more equitable. So this particular incident, unfortunately, is being a wake-up call for us to have gender-neutral legal support and also about mental health issues. Do check out that mental health video so that you will have a comprehensive analysis of that. We have provided the data, we have analyzed what can be done, what are the reforms, and what is the global stance exactly standing in this particular issue. Thank you.